Most coaches do not know their business and have no clue about what happens in the business. And I'm going to tell you in this rough video why you should know all the fundamentals inside your coaching business so you can allow growth to occur. This is going to be rough. As I mentioned, all the videos in here are rough, and I'm going to give you the blunt, transparent advice that you need in order to get to 6-7 figures a month with your coaching business. And this is one of the videos, and I'm going to teach you, for you as a founder, why it is important for you to know the business fundamentals before delegating. It's a difference between delegating and outsourcing. I'm going to teach you what that means and how to obviously go about it and how you can get good results. I'm going to get straight into the video by getting with advice and then explaining you things and then how to implement them. So I've got just some bullet points that I want to talk about, and so it's going to be rough as I mentioned, but this should help. Why most coaches get stuck? Because they build a product, not a company, right? So a lot of you guys get stuck because you guys build products, not companies. Now, what's the difference between having a product and having a company? Well, let me explain. A lot of coaching businesses build a course or a product around results, but that product specifically is the growth from it came from posting content, doing ads, sales, and everything like that. And it's fine because your product is getting results to people. But the problem and the reason why it's not a business is because most of your coaches, what are you guys doing? Instead of delegating, you guys are outsourcing. And so I'm going to give you in a second what the difference between them means, but if you outsource, for example, marketing or sales or even fulfillment and delivery for the clients, that's not a business anymore. That's just a product that you build to get a certain result, but you didn't build a business. And if you're not building a business and you only have a product that gets a certain result, that product will not going to get that result constantly. And also that product specifically, it's going to go old, just be rough and not be applicable in the later future months or even years. And so you got updated, and just by having a product will not work. You need to have a business. Now, what is the biggest mistake you guys do? You outsource the fundamentals, okay? So what I mean by outsourcing the fundamentals is that instead of delegating the fundamentals and get them to go to scale, you outsource them. So instead of you going to the business and sell for your business, market for your business, do fulfillment for your business, do the operations systems for your business, what you do instead is you don't learn the business parts. You want to skip it so you can get faster and better results. But the problem with getting faster and better results by outsourcing is just you get better results now but get worse results in the future. And so if you're going to just outsource everything you do, you're not going to be a founder or business owner anymore because you don't know what are the business fundamentals. And let's say your thing is going to be completely erased and it's not going to work anymore at all and you don't know what to do. You're not a business owner. You don't know how to build a business. You just build a product, as I was mentioning, because you don't know the business fundamentals on how to build another business. And I think if you're just outsourcing all of those and you're not even going into them and learn a bit about which one of them. For example, you go into sales and you start selling on the sales calls, managing a sales team, managing the setters, doing setting calls, and all those things. You will not be aware of the fundamentals, and the fundamentals are so important. Not because you just need to know a bit of everything, is because you need to know what success looks like whenever you want to delegate. Same thing with outsourcing. You never know what success, like what real success looks like if you're outsourcing, because you're just expecting results. And once you see cash into the business, you just think, oh, that thing works. But in reality, that cash into the business can be 5 times less than you could make if you know and you were aware that the potential of that specific part of the business could go. So for example, you outsource your ads without having any interaction with ads, for example. So you never did that in your life. You want to start running ads for your coaching business and you outsource that completely. If you get results with them, it's fine, but you will never know what actual great ads and great success with ads will look like, because you're only seeing the results and the money that you get in, and you think that's good because it's having an ROI, and so you can get robbed because you might get mediocre results instead of great results because maybe other people don't know what to do to yourself and to your business because you know better your business, and so your ads go shit. Same thing with sales, same thing with everything. So A good lesson you should have in mind is before outsourcing or delegating, you should always know the business fundamentals. Once you know the business fundamentals and you kind of have some baseline understanding of sales, marketing, fulfillment, and delivery for those people, you kind of know what actual success looks like, and you can actually be a leader in all of those categories of the business, and you can tell when you get mediocre results and when you get good results, so you can optimize execution to get great execution from the people you hire or from your team as well. So you got to understand that there's a difference between outsourcing and delegation, and you delegate. What delegating means not delegating the knowledge about that thing. It means delegating the execution so you can focus on high level tasks that will generate you more cash. That's when you delegate. And when you delegate, what you want to do is that you want to make sure you're actually not just delegating random stuff, you're delegating execution that will help you focus after you delegating that on more tasks that make you more money. Okay, so this gets me to my point of outsource and delegate execution, and not the understanding and the knowledge about the thing that you delegate or outsource for. So basically, if you're outsourcing or delegating something completely and you just want them to do it completely for you, you'll never have knowledge about it. And as I mentioned, you don't know the results. But if you're outsourcing or delegating something, you already know what happens with it. You're delegating the execution of that, and you keep improving the overview strategy of it so you can get better and better results because you already know what great looks like, not just mediocre. So that's really important in your coaching business to understand as a founder, because it will kill your business. Trust me, it will really, really kill your business. As I mentioned, don't confuse, and this is really important, to not confuse delegation with outsourcing. They're different, okay? To delegate the things you already know to people that wants to do the execution faster and give you better results, and you can focus on the overall strategy. And outsourcing really is just outsource to somebody who's not in your team anymore, who's like an agency, that's running agency, and is not internally, and so they just give you the result that promised as an offer, and you're just their client. They're not in your team anymore as an actual team member who's helping you scale. You should learn first as a coach. This question is really, really controversial, and I think most people don't have an answer for this, but I'm going to give you the blunt truth advice on this. I generally believe there's two skills you gotta learn first: is marketing and sales. Those are the first ones. You don't need any management, you don't need any leadership, you don't need anything else. You just need to first learn marketing and sales. And so I think the best one to do in the beginning of the business, I think it's going to be to learn marketing for your own business specifically. I think that marketing is more valuable than sales, because if you can get good leads, you can also sell them pretty easy, even if you don't have that good of a skill. And I think being good at sales will help you close more people, even with less leads. But as a business owner, if ever you're starting, I suggest you to learn marketing so you can get actual leads in the business. And once you have a good baseline of marketing, you should learn how to sell to those people and close more people from that marketing. And once you do those two things really, really well, you can start moving towards learning to be a better manager and how to effectively manage people and be a better leader for your own business. You can start delegating marketing and sales and also then management, and you're just going to be a leader. Also, even leadership at one point. Depends where you're going to scale and where you're going to take the business itself. Now, you should learn enough to lead, and you should learn enough to ask better questions and ask what happens in the business. When you get the response, you should be able to tell if that's the good thing or bad thing that happens in that department specifically. Okay, this is my belief with the outsourcing and delegating, and why a lot of you guys are losing so much money. And you should stop outsourcing everything if you don't know the fundamentals, because you're not building a real business. You're building a guessing or just building a product, and that is not what's going to make you money. Right? Now, if you already know the business fundamentals and you're already doing 20,000-30,000 per month, and you want to get more qualified sales calls and somebody who help you close those calls for you inside your coaching business, if you want a free audit for your business, go into the description, click on the free audit and fill all the questions that you have there. There's going to be a bunch of questions. We just need business information and the current situation of your business so you can build a full audit for your business. And then we're going to come up on a call to break down the full audit and give you the things that you need in order to scale. Complete it for free. And if you want us in your business, we can talk about that after the audit, but we're never going to pitch you on the first call. So if you guys have any questions about this video or you want it to be better understand, just drop a comment below or message me on Instagram. You're going to find that in the description as well. How can I improve and how can I make things better? Obviously, I'm learning on how to talk and deliver better, faster, and wiser the information that I have inside my head and on YouTube in long form. So bear with me, guys. The content is going to get better and better and better, and you just going to like it more. So if you guys need anything, you know where to find me.